initially got into non-league football in the late 80s when I moved to a new area and went to the local club with my mates. And, it was a great night. It was an Isthmian League game between Harrow Borough and Tooting and Mitcham, and Harrow, our local team, won 4-0. And I've been kind of hooked ever since. Used to travel all over with them, home and away, and go and get to see them whenever I can now, even though I don't live in the area. So it's made me once or twice a season to watch Harrow, and then non-league games wherever I am, whenever I can. These days I'm involved in non-league football mainly by running Non-League Day, which is this annual celebration of semi-professional and grassroots football around England. And we also have some sister events overseas too. That keeps me busy most of the time, and then on a weekly basis I write a blog called The London Football Guide, which covers all football at all levels, but the bulk of which is non-league football in the capital. My best memory in non-league football was probably watching Harrow do really well in the FA Cup over the years. They've had some great runs to the first round proper, the most recent of which was probably in 2021 when they drew Portsmouth at Fratton Park, and we travelled down there, had a great day out, even though there were, I think, 4 divisions between us at the time. We only lost 1-0 and gave a really great account of ourselves. Apart from having a kick around in the back garden, my first proper football memory, I guess, is going to watch QPR. That was my first ever game in 1983. They were playing Crewe Alexandra in a League Cup match and they won 8-1, a result that the club has never come anywhere close to repeating ever since. Favourite away day? Now that's a really tough choice, I guess. There's been so many over the years, but I guess my favourite non-league away day was probably the first time I went on the club bus with the team when I was a teenager. It was an away game against Bognor Regis Town. It finished, I believe I finished 2-2, so the long journey was down to the coast was well worth it, and sticks in my mind to this day, probably 35 years on. Why should people give non-league a go? Well, I'd say always it's all about the accessibility. It's really cheap to get in, you get really close to the action. You can become friends with the players, the management, the officials. It's a great place to bring your kids. At the big stadiums they're kind of stuck in the seat, can get a bit fidgety and bored. Here they can, just potter about, do their own thing, have fun, watch the game and come down with their friends, and it's usually free to get in. It's all about accessibility. It's just brilliant.